It's safe to say that you can tell, can't you, that the Prince of Wales, Prince William, and his eldest son, Prince George, really have a very special bond. I think none more so than when they're at the football together. You can see that this is the bonding thing that they truly get on with. And I love the fact, if you remember, a couple of years back maybe now, where he jumped into the arms of his mum, Catherine, the Princess of Wales, and was so excited that his team had scored. He just lost in the moment. And it's really sweet, isn't it, to see that. Of course, what happens, as we know with royal children, is that naturally, like everybody, they grow up and every sort of minute detail of their lives is looked at. And no doubt when George looks back at all of those things, and particularly when he looks back at his younger brother, Prince Louis, misbehaving at the Platinum Jubilee, he might think, I remember that moment. This particular moment, though, I believe that he will remember yet another very close sort of moment together with his father, Prince William, the Prince of Wales. As ever, let me explain. Morning, good to see you. Thank you so much as ever for your time today. And as ever, thank you for taking the time out to join me. I'm glad you enjoyed the video about the late night chat show host in America. It's stupid, isn't it? I've worked, as many people know, on American television for many years now. And I don't mind sharing this with you. I almost landed my own American late night chat show. Absolutely. The story behind that was fascinating in itself, the skullduggery that goes on behind the scenes. And when you're a little bit older, you get it more, don't you? You know what I mean? When you're younger, you think, well, why did I not get that? There's always a path, that's what I believe. But it was all down to one simple factor. Yeah, the big fact that the person that I was going to be replacing couldn't abide it. Could not stand the idea. And that was the reason why the big sort of late night chat thing fell apart, and I had no power to be able to stop it. And that's why I know exactly what goes on behind the scenes of those late night chat shows. I met them all: Fallon, Kimmel, Colbert, you name it. They're a club, and they're a club that they want you to be in, but if you don't necessarily want to play with them, as it were, and stick to their rules, they can freeze you out. That definitely is one for the book, you know what I'm saying. Back to your royal story of the day. Now, Prince George, as you know, as I've said, great bond with his father. I think is a terrific young chap. I can see a little bit of shyness there, can't you? The definite sort of late Princess Di in him, a little bit sort of cautious and all that sort of stuff. But I think he will be an excellent member of the British monarchy, because I think he's obviously been taught by the best. You can see, I think he's got a great respect for his mum, particularly when they're in Wimbledon. You can see how he watches her for guidance, that sort of stuff. Now, one thing that he's very keen to do right now is this: following in the footsteps of his father, the Prince of Wales, Prince William. He wants to rough it, as it were, and sleep on the streets. He's very much sort of taken in by this latest quest. Well, it's not really a latest quest, is it? It's been a lifelong quest for Prince William. He's been fascinated by this for many years, doing his best to help, appearing at shelters unannounced, no publicity, sleeping rough overnight and unannounced, no publicity. He's done his best to highlight this particular terrible situation, which is escalating not just in the centre of London, but literally up and down the United Kingdom. I think he should be applauded for that. Whether you think he's a rich guy having a go, he's throwing a light on it, and that's a big thing. Prince George apparently now wants to join his father on the next sort of quest of that, to really experience what people go through. And apparently this is something that even Princess Charlotte's very keen on as well. And I think this should be applauded, because it gives those people, very much privileged background, William and Catherine point out to them both, an opportunity to see exactly what happens to people if through no fault of your own you fall through the cracks. And apparently George is really enamoured by this, wants to get going, wants to assist in any way that he can with his father. So when people say, what do royals do? How good can they do? Well, I think this is really true and obviously what the royals can do. If George is interested, a younger person like that, it's definitely going to throw a light on it and hopefully get the people relevant behind the scenes to try and do something finally to help all of those people that should not be on our streets. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.